ourselves with and who we connect our roots to, but also for ourselves, that what we're putting into the earth is really sweet. And I'm not saying you have to be happy all the time, definitely not. But that your treeness is a tree that allows other people to have dignity. Right? Trees are so dignified, aren't they? So sit up really tall, right in your spine, like the trunk of your tree, and all of your incredible bones, your skeleton, your extremities, like the branches, and the breath is the wind that comes in and shakes the leaves of your tree. Let it rustle through you and feel your roots. Feel whatever's touching the earth, those parts of you. Let them really anchor down. Send your roots down like little tendrils that dig into the planet and start to search their way underneath it and through it. And you can imagine as we all sit here together, everyone's roots going down and kind of intertwining around each other, because that's what they do. They connect. And so that whatever you're offering, whatever your essence is that you're giving here, is going to also go into the others around you. So to be mindful about that. That we stand in this world and we allow others the opportunity to stand in grace and power and dignity, courage. So breathing and shaking the leaves of your tree. So the mantra we're going to sing today, I'll say it first. I'll say it and then you just say it back to me. It's Hara Hara Mahadeva Shambho. Say that. Hara Hara Mahadeva Shambho. Kashi Vishwanatha Gange. Kashi Vishwanatha Gange. Hara Hara Mahadeva Shambho. Hara Hara Mahadeva Shambho. Kashi Vishwanatha Gange. Kashi Vishwanatha Gange. And you know the deal, like just blah 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 blah. It's just fine. But it's a Shiva chant. Hara Hara Mahadev. Hara 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 is another name of Shiva. Mahadev is the great God. It's great because he is so benevolent, so generous and kind. It's like all of us. And Kashi Vishwanatha Gange. So that means Kashi is another name for the great city of Varanasi, which stands along the banks of the Ganges River, Vishwanatha Gange. Vishwanath is another name for Shiva. always say that every word that we speak, every sound, goes around the world 7 times. It's a nice sound, isn't it? It's a nice sound, it's a nice sound. It was not a nice word, it's not saying but I didn't think about that when we chant, that it didn't stop. Now it's going to go around 7 times. And it's going to wash over everybody 7 more times. So thank you. Come to your hands and knees, and you can start with some cat-cows. Just simple. It's simple. It certainly isn't boring. It's simple, so beautiful. So you spread your paws on the earth, and you feel yourself like that mighty tree, the wind rushing through you, blowing through your leaves, opening your heart. Just like the birds and the crickets have a sound. Did you see the fireflies last night? There were fireflies, the first fireflies. Yeah. Isn't that magic? I don't know what it is. Come on. But you know all these beautiful sounds, the crickets and the birds and the woodpeckers, and then you, if you're breathing. To add to the music of the world, to add your own beauty. And then you can tuck your toes under and take your downward facing dog and really landing on the soil of your mat. Even if your heels don't touch the ground, that's fine. You can paw around a little bit, bending one knee and then the other, and just try to get really planted. Really planted, and you can maybe feel the big circle exchange of energy of giving and receiving of your roots that search down and find each other down there. And wrapping tendrils of roots, wrapping around other roots and connecting you to everybody and breathing in through your legs like they're giant straws, pulling the breath right up through them. All those straws are bad for the planet. So you don't want to use real straws. But leg straws you can use. And opening your head, and imagine you can let that same breath pour right out through the top of your head and back into the planet, creating this incredible circle. The endless gift that we get. Like, we don't have to do anything for it. You can be the worst evildoer on the planet, and you still get this incredible unconditional love of the gift of breath. And it's amazing too. Miracles all over. Go ahead and reach your right toes up to the sky behind you, and just move your leg around. You can bend a knee, you can roll an ankle around, you can even shake your head around a little bit here, just to start opening up in all those little tight spaces, all the places where things get stuck, all the places where our thoughts get stuck and where our heart gets stuck, and just start to unstick yourself. And then you can step your right foot right up through the hands and send your right arm up to the sky. Take a twist. And as you do, try to really hug yourself together from the edges of the body. Move that size towards the midline, and then stretch from your heart. One more giant inhale. Reach through the fingertips and drop your hand back on the planet. And step back, downward facing dog. And you can roll your way forward into plank pose. And lower all the way to your belly side. Put your forehead on the mat. Reach your arms out in front of you. Your palms facing down today. So like you're giving some love to the earth. You can reach them straight ahead of you. And let your bones be held in the soil of the ground for a moment. All those roots going down, down, down. Dropping anchor. And then climb your hands back under your shoulders and find your cobra from the anchor of your tailbone, your toes, your shins. Feel the heart open, and then back to child's pose, like a circle. And coming into your child's pose and just letting the dust settle from your bones for a moment as you breathe in really deeply. And breathe it all out. Feel free to sigh. Feel free to make any noises. You know, trees, they creak and groan a little bit, don't they? They sway a little bit. Come up through your hands and knees. Tuck your toes under. Adho Svanasana. Downward facing dog. Settling in, letting it land. And then stretch your left toes up to the sky behind you. And do the same thing you did on the other side. So just some little movements or some big And unroll slowly out into plank pose, nice and sturdy all the way to the floor. And one more chance to lay it out. You can reach the arms forward, turn the palms down, and just feel yourself on the planet. Maybe you can even imagine the earth breathing with you as you inhale and you expand. And then you exhale and soften the muscles away from the bones. And then pull your hands back under your heart, ripple it open into cobra and then to child's pose. Go ahead and press on back and stay for a moment. Breathe it all in. Let it all out. And coming out through all fours, tuck your toes under, downward facing dog. And walk your way all the way up to the top of the mat. And you can fold forward your feet just a few inches apart. Bend your knees a little bit and just kind of hang over your legs. If you want to reach for opposite arms, you can. You can bob around a little bit like a little flower swaying in the breeze. You can bob your little flower head, shake it around, shake out some of the nonsense. Some days there's more than others. Buddha said that the greatest enemy of your life is your mind, and the best friend you'll ever have is also your mind. And it's up to you which one it's going to be. Is it on your side today? Shake it out a little bit more. Big breath in, open your mouth, let an exhale come tumbling out. And with a little bend in your knees, you can start to roll up, bone by bone. Take your time, and you arrive in Tadasana, feeling those legs like straws again, your 2 feet so planted, front and back and sides of the heart all open and soft. Bring your palms together at your heart in prayer, and then reach your prayer up into the sky. Open wide, and like you've got these mighty branches open and fall down. Feel the air through your fingers as you fall and touch the ground, and then step your right leg back, giant step. Land in downward dog as you breathe out. Take a whole breath in as you roll into plank pose. And take it just halfway down this time. Chaturanga. Slowly into up dog. Feel the whole thing, let it crest. And then downward facing dog. All over your toes and land. Breathing in and offering that breath back. We keep offering each other dignity and courage and grace. I know I'm a little late to the party, but I watched 2 amazing movies this weekend, Moonlight and Hidden Figures. Did you see those? You have to. And so much about, what it's like to be African American in the United States then and now. And it was so much about dignity, right? And I think what a beautiful thing to give each other dignity. You can bend your knees and look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat. Come up halfway and then fold again. Rise all the way up, touch your palms together above your head, and let the prayer return to the heart. Raise the prayer straight up to the sky. Open wide and fold down. But first you gotta give yourself dignity. Step the left leg back with a giant step. Let your heart be bold. Downward facing dog. And then roll through into plank pose to come just halfway down to Chaturanga. Inhale, sail it open, reach the peak. And then downward facing dog where you get to land. Like a noble mountain peak. Stretching your sitting bones high up and back behind you. Yes, trying to soften your heart back between your thighs. Sturdy arms and legs stretching away from each other and make room for your spine to grow, for your heart to grow. Bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of the mat, come up halfway, and then fall again. Scoop the air with you, your branches rising, palms connect above the head, and prayer lands at heart center in the soil of your heart. Raise your prayer straight up and open wide and fly through the air until you touch the ground. Step the right leg back, followed by the left, downward facing dog. Roll it out, find your plank, and go just halfway down. Sweep your heart wide open and then roll over your toes, downward to gently push the knees open, finding your dignity again here. If you've lost it, if you've been in my class the last couple weeks, we've been talking about reclaiming the squat. How humans always squatted and we lost, so many of us, our ability to squat. So we're going to do it for each other, taking the squat back. Drop your hands, straighten your legs into the feet and underneath you, and then sweep the air up with you as you touch the palms together with straight legs and arms, hands to heart center, landing back in the soil of you. Raise your prayer straight up, open wide, and float down like a butterfly. Left leg back, and then the right downward dog. Ride it through, find your plank pose, and strong and sturdy. Come just halfway down before you scoop the heart wide open, straight arms, downward facing dog. Landing, feeling your roots. Go deeper with every down dog. You can anchor down a little bit more. And if you start to get hot, you can really use those roots. Imagine you're pulling the cool air from the earth from way down through the layers of the earth, drawing that coolness into you. And then squatting, so you can hop or you can walk your way up to the top of the mat, to come down into that squat where you catch your palms together in a prayer, let it land here for a moment, and then you're just going to practice falling. So drop in your butt, roll back, and roll right back up into the squat. You can use your hands or no hands. And then drop and roll back. And roll right up. Last time, roll back. This time, roll right up into your spot. Walk it back a little bit, plant your palms, crow pose. Bend your knees, climb your shins to the backs of your arms. Bring your big toes to touch. Look forward. Feet may come up, they may not. Like a little bird, try to pull them up close to your butt. And then jump back to Ananda. Good. Up dog into downward dog. I know I kind of just threw that one on you, but good job. And then keep your right toes up to the sky behind you and stretch the foot up between your hands. Warrior 2. Plant your feet, swim your arms open, and then turn your right palm to face the sky. Reverse warrior as you lean to the side, bend your right knee even a little more generously, and then add more breath, that wind that rushes through your leaves. Let it shake off everything that's unnecessary and clean you out. Cartwheel your hands down, one leg dog, so the right toes go up to the sky. Bend the knee that's in the sky, let your hip peel open, and you can just stay like that for right now, trying to brighten up the whole left side body. So lifting the left armpit, shoulder, dragging the left hip back. Try to even root down your left heel as you lift the right knee up towards the sky a little more. Good. And then from there, regular down dog, step the right foot down, roll out into plank pose, take it through the vinyasa, Chaturanga or Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, and then back and go Adho Mukha Svanasana and stay. Let's take that on the other side. Swing your left toes up into the sky. Step forward. Warrior 2. First, just to get planted. Spread yourself out. Open in every direction. Tip the left palm to the sky. Lean it to the side. Peaceful warrior. What's happening with the right one, too? Do you have space for that one? Cartwheel your hands down, touch the earth. Send your left toes up to brush the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, and stay a while. No rush. Feel your way with curiosity through it. Can you breathe into both lungs evenly? Can you get the right heel down a little more, the left knee up a little bit more? And then square off, sit down, downward dog, and a slow, long inhale into plank pose. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, the whole thing, the whole breath, downward facing dog, and landing right there. And so we're going to take that little bit of a sequence and we're going to build on it, create a little dance together. Lift your right toes up to the sky. Step forward as warrior 2 to begin with. So you plant and you stretch into the back foot and the back arm just as much as the front. Tip your right palm open. Reverse your warrior, bending your right knee even more. And then cartwheel down and lift your right toes up to the sky for one-legged dog. Bending the knee that's in the air and letting that lead you your throat. That's it. And then come on around to plank this time. Chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back downward facing dog. Breathing into the bones of your legs like straws. Out through the top of the head. Endless gift, giving and receiving. Left toes to the sky. Step it on up and climb into your warrior two from the back foot. Tip the left palm open, reverse it. And tumble the hands down, stretch your left toes to the sky. One leg dog. The knee bends up there and that foot leads you backwards into your upside down back bend. Drop the left foot behind you, that's it. And then go even slower. Seal your little belly and your little back together. Fuse them there with a little invisible magic wand. And then come around and take your plank into chaturanga. That's right. Sail it through up dog with a massive breath and then downward dog. So just drop to your knees for a moment. I'm going to show you. You're going to get a little bit fancy, okay? Don't panic. It's not going to be too crazy. So we're going to, when we get to the split dog, after we stay here for a moment, we're going to come right down this time and turn it into like a tree, a seated tree almost. Janu Shirshasana from Janu. We're going to turn into this one. Sexy pose. Ananda Asana. Okay. And then we're going to try something fun. We're going to take Ananda with a tree leg here and turn and try a cobra with a tree and then a downward dog with a tree. Okay? Okay? So downward facing dog is where it starts. And you can find that music of your breath. It's like the birds and the crickets and their seed. Lift your right toes up to the sky. Step it forward, warrior two, to feel how you're planted on this planet. And then tip it, open it wide, reverse warrior. Cartwheel the hands down, feel the moment they touch the mat. One leg dog, right foot to the sky. Take your time as you bend the knee, yawning that hip open until you finally drop and fall into your wild thing. And then stay and light it up. Be like the brightest lamp, like the brightest star in the sky. And then that bottom leg, the left one, is straight so that you can sit right down where you are. Left leg straight, toes up to the sky. Bend your right knee. Janu Shirshasana, so square yourself over your left leg. And then fold over it a little bit or a lot, whatever you got today. Feel how the inhale brightens the heart a little bit. It keeps it buoyant. It keeps it from getting too heavy. And exhale, you can stretch down a little more over yourself. And then as you rise up from this one, you can just roll right onto your left side. Prop yourself up on your elbow, left hand to the base of the skull. Scoop your big toe up in your peace sign fingers and keep your right leg up to the sky. Ananda Asana. The bottom leg wants to bend, right? But see if you can straighten it and see if you can move the sacrum in towards the center line of the shape a little bit more. That's it. And keep your hand on your head. Take your right leg like it's in a tree pose now. Pop that foot right against your inner thigh. Take it right up towards your groin. And then you can roll onto your stomach and find a cobra like that. Palms below your chest. And then try to keep your tree leg as you tuck your toes and take downward facing dog. And really plug the thigh into the foot as well as the foot into the thigh. Good. And then step down regular downward facing dog. Take your left toes up to the sky. Step forward, warrior two, plug in and spread your wings. Turn the left palm open, reverse your warrior, bend the left knee more. And then cartwheel your hands down, scoop your left toes up into the clouds. Bend the knee, open the hip, go slow as you fall back. Try to keep the right leg straight as you fall back. Yeah, bend the left knee even more, and that'll create more of a back bend. And then you lower yourself, boom, right down onto the earth where you are. Right foot points straight up, so your left leg can come now into Janu Shirshasana and then fold over that long right leg. Try to keep both sides of the waist nice and long, and try to keep the breath full in both lungs. And then breathing your way up, you'll roll over to the right side. Come back onto your mat. Right hand cradles the head. Left hand to left big toe. Ananda asana. Stretch your leg up to the sky. Try to zip the front and back of your body together here. We're going to use that bottom foot, the right one. If you flex it and make it nice and sturdy, that'll help hold you up. And then put your left foot into a tree leg, roll onto your front side, and it's tree cobra into tree dog. Go for it, no rush. And you can land in that tree dog for a moment, stick yourself together, and then drop the left foot down and just settle again like that mighty mountain peak into your Adho Mukha Svanasana. So you want to add on to that a little more? What do you think we can do it, right? Lift your right toes up to the sky. Step forward, warrior two. Plug in like the mightiest flower blooming. Turn your right palm open, reach it backwards. Reverse warrior. Spill the hands down like water into the earth. And keep your right toes up to the sky. Bend the knee, open the hip, go even slower. Bend that top knee even more. So that when you drop back, you have just the right amount of back bend for you. Lift your hips up, soften and open your throat, and then lower yourself right down where you are. And this time, take that right leg and bring it up with both hands towards your chest. Keep your left leg nice and active on the floor, but active like, not like you just enrolled in the military, like just shy of that, not super active. And then rock yourself a little bit, and you know, you've all done this one before. You can kind of rock to the side, or just play around a little bit and see what you need. You can scoop the arms underneath like a forklift. You can scoop the leg up in your elbows. Just give yourself a few moments to get some of those crazy kinks out. And then check it out and just see how your body feels. If you can take a half lotus here, go for it. And if not, you can always move that foot further down so it becomes more like an ankle to knee, or you can even stick with the jhana like we did before. If you have the lotus, you can even reach around with your right hand to bind it. But don't worry if that doesn't happen. You know, if it's too much of a struggle, let it go. And then you can fold over that long leg again. So wherever you have that right leg is fine, whether it's jhana or the lotus, and you fold over your long leg. Keep the heart buoyant. Inflate it as you breathe in, and stretch the side body as you breathe out. And breathing in, you can come on up. Then release the lotus if you have it. Roll right into your Ananda asana. So left hand on the base of the skull. You're lying on the left edge of your body. Scoop your right big toe up. Kick it to the sky. Get up really high. Move the sacrum in. Move the navel back. Try to open your heart a little bit more here. And then take it into a tree leg. Roll onto your stomach. Toes curled. Upward dog with a tree leg. And downward dog with a tree leg. And then you can drop your foot and walk your hands to the back of the mat here. So your feet are just as they were in down dog, so they're just about 6 inches apart or so, sitting bone distance, and you can bend your knees and start to roll your way up like there's anchors on your feet pulling you down into the planet. And that's what's unrolling you upward. And then from there, I'm sorry, I can't get my mind off of this. I've been doing this sequence in every class, but it's just so good. The right arm reaching up in that big circle and all the way around. Follow it with your eyes to the back and bring the back of your right hand to your own back. And then the left arm does the same thing. Reach it up, follow it with your gaze. When it reaches its peak, bend the elbow, reach it behind you, and hold on. Yeah, we're going to shorten it a little bit. Just for time's sake.
And then notice if you're sticking your ribs out, that's okay, just soften them now. Let your tailbone anchor down. Try to fill the whole torso evenly, so the front and back, the top and bottom, the sides. As you breathe in, everything expands. As you breathe out, try to keep that expansiveness and just soften. And then you can keep your right hand there. Just release the left arm. Bring the left arm around behind you and take reverse prayer. If you can't reach reverse prayer, no problem. Just whatever you can manage back there. You can even hold on to your opposite wrists or forearms. And then releasing the left arm and releasing the right arm. Take your hands to prayer. Raise your prayer straight up to the sky. Look up at it, open wide, and set it free. Fold down, touch the ground. Walk your way out, downward facing dog, right from there. And then take your vinyasa, roll out into plank pose. Come just halfway down before you pull the heart through. Roll over your toes, straighten your arms. Downward facing dog. And left toes reach up to the sky. Step forward, warrior two. Anchor yourself to the planet. Reach into the pinky edge of the back foot. Tip the left palm open and lean to the side. Spill your hands down. Feel the hands on the earth. Left toes to the sky. Go slow, bend your knees. Open your hip and drip, drip, drip yourself backwards until you fall into your wild thing. And then lower right down to the ground. So this time you got your straight right leg and you take the left foot and hold onto it and you can rock it around. You can roll onto that outer hip. You can roll backwards. Just kind of see what you need today. A few moments to be a scientist. And I'm coming into the Ardha Padmasana, the half lotus, if it is okay with your ankle and knee. If not, slide the foot down to somewhere that works for you, like you did on the other side. And if you have the lotus, you can bind it or not. And then stretch your heart towards your right big toe as you fold forward. Breath in, you can rise up, just move that foot if it was in half lotus off the leg and roll onto your right side. Ananda Asana, right hand cradles the base of the skull, left foot reaches, left toes, left fingers reach for left toes. We're going to climb that leg up, try to straighten the bottom leg and move the tailbone, sacrum in, pubic bone towards sacrum. And then take tree leg with the left foot, really plug it in. Stick yourself to yourself. Then roll onto your front side. Upward dog with the back toes curled under, the bottom toes curled under, and then downward facing dog. Dropping the left foot. Walk your hands back to your feet at the back of your space. With a little bend in the knees, start to unroll, coiling upward to stand in mountain pose. Feet on the earth, head in the clouds. And this time start with your left arm, sweep it in a big circle up and all the way around. Back of the hand comes to your back. Plant it, try to really plug it in, climb it up even a little more. And then right arm goes up, up, up to the sky. Bend the right elbow, drop the hand behind you. See if you can reach your own hands. You have a strap, right? So you can use a strap or you can always just grab your shirt. And then opening the front of the heart and the back of the heart at the same time. And not to lose your dignity and grace. And if you lose it, then you just feel into your roots and you can take some from someone else. Somebody else is giving some down there. first up and then take it around behind you and try to plug your palms together. Anywhere that you can get with this one is good. And if you plug those palms together, can you really get them all the way together? Thumbs too, base of the hands. One more time, breathe in. As we breathe out, you can release the right arm and then the left. Just feel for a moment. And then hands to the heart. Prayer to the sky. Exhale, fold down, touch the ground. Paddle your way out across the mat into downward facing dog and land there. And then take your vinyasa, roll through, find plank into chaturanga. Hearts high. And downward facing dog, sitting bones high. Walk your feet to your hands this time, all the way up. And you can bend your knees a little bit to unroll upwards. And this time you're going to stand on your left foot. Plug it in. Feel the big toe mound. Reach into the earth. Take your right foot up. Hold onto the foot with both hands. Recommit to the ground. Recommit to your breath. And if you can take the half lotus here, take half lotus. Otherwise, you can always slide that foot down and do an ankle to knee. That works just as well. And if you want to bind, it helps to bend your standing knee a little bit so you can lean forward and reach around with the right hand to hold the big toe. And then you can try to straighten everything out again. Draw your right knee back and down. Don't worry if you're not binding. You don't have to. And either one hand if your binding comes to the heart, or two hands if you're not. And you can plug that prayer together. And everybody, let your tailbone anchor you to the ground. Feel your tailbone connect down through your left heel and your left big toe. And then if you have the half lotus, you can fold yourself forward, hinging right from the hips. If you have an ankle to knee, you can also do that too, actually. So either way, you can fold down, and a block can be helpful here. You can let the head go. Slowly plug into the earth to help lift you back up. Ride the wave of your inhale. Back up tall and release your right foot down. Tadasana, and you can let your eyes close here. Hear your symphony and everyone else's symphony. Breathe. The other side. So stepping on your right foot, bring the left foot out. And as it comes up, you hold onto it with two hands, drop the knee down, and try to take your left foot right up into the crease of the right hip, pressing your left knee back and down. And if you're bound on the other side, try it here, reach around and hold on. And if not, two hands will come into prayer. Otherwise, one hand. Find your Tadasana again. And then hinging at the crease of the hips to bow forward with courage, with great grace and dignity. Hands coming down eventually to hold you. Step down, Tadasana, arms by your side, two feet plugged into the earth, eyes can close, and you feel and find your breath. Honest, sincere, felt experience of your own breath. Palms touch at your heart. Raise your prayer straight the sky. Look at it, open it wide, float all the way down, touch the ground. Take one little step back. If you're actually, most of you are not quite at the top of the mat, so that's good. You only want to be about a third of the way back from the top of the mat. Bring your feet together, big toes touching, bend your knees into a tiny little squat. Open your knees, and one more time, Bakasana. Option this time, you can practice tripod headstand. So if you want to take your crow and then drop onto the crown of your head, you can do that. If you're not sure, just stay with crow. And for crow, you really want to look forward. The arms create a shelf that you put your shins on. The big toes together helps you stay buoyant. And you look forward and just move your heart forward. If you can straighten your arms, work on that. See if you can push the earth away. Pull your feet up closer to your seat. If you're going into headstand, you can take a lotus in your headstand. You can try half lotus at first, or if you can take full lotus, drop your lotus onto the backs of your arms for Urdhva Kukutasana. Claw your fingers in, Nikki. The fingers have to claw so hard, and I forget which way it is. The head has to be further away. Isn't that? It's like further away than you think it does. Because if it's too close, you fall right back, right? You have to drop the head like an extra 6 inches further away. One more time. Let's try whatever you did. Try it again. It's good to repeat things. So Bakasana or Shavasana B, the tripod headstand, or any combination of those things. You can try Bakasana and dropping one knee between your arms and just hovering. And then go the other way. I know that one's hard. And then you can land on your shins, tops of the feet, Vajrasana, feet together, knees together, palms on your thighs, spine, noble, dignified. Heart opening like the sunrise. And then go ahead and open your knees and your feet just enough that you can sit down between your heels. So you may want blankets, blocks, and things. And try then to get your knees back close together. Your feet are only open enough that they're just to the outside of your hips. So you're just raising the edges of your asana. That's it. So using whatever you need to sit on. And then you can either stay right there or you can walk yourself back and take Supta Virasana. You can go back just to your palms and let your heart fly up like a little bird. Or you can go back to your elbows and even down onto your shoulder blades. Slowly come up like there's a little string on your heart and you're being drawn back to the surface, and then you can all make your way out into down dog just to release the legs, the back of the knees, opening, stretching one leg long, bending the other, and then doing the opposite. Fill the whole shape with your mighty breath, with the great ocean that washes through you.
spiritual practice, like we come sometimes with this naivete, like, I'm just gonna open my heart and have my heart open all the time. I'm just gonna just love everybody and everything all the time, right? You do that, and then it's like, but you have to breathe. And he was talking about breathing, and it's in and out, and giving and receiving, and opening and closing, and just how that's the way of the world. He said, look at the tides coming and going, and everything, the moon, rises, and the sun rises, and there's gotta be, it's okay to not always be like open, like you can close up sometimes too. And I thought that was just such a nice reminder for those of us that maybe sometimes feel like we have to like do it all right on a spiritual path. Like, well, I'm doing yoga, I have to be like super open all the time. It's okay to be whatever you are.
So what we're gonna do today, it looks like this. The knees are gonna be a little wider and the big toes coming together. I'm gonna take my thumb into the palm and wrap my fingers around it and go inhale. I'm going to do it again. I'll show you first. And exhale, the arms swing back. And inhale, they open and they widen. And exhale, they swing back. And you can go faster, or you can go really slow. It's up to you, but try that. So thumb in, wrap the fingers around it, knees just a little wide. And as you stand up, you wing your arms open, like you're tossing your windows wide open. And then exhale. And keep going. So you can open, but you can also close, and that's okay. Yeah, take care of your knees. If you need a blanket or anything, let me know. And then you can sit the next time you finish. You can just come up and you can sit on your heels. Feel for movement to stillness. Collect yourself again. And then slide your legs out in front of you. Come down to your back. You come to your back and sit up for the bridge pose. So with your feet planted underneath your knees, hip width apart, your big toes really rooted to the planet, your palms by your side. Go ahead and peel your hips up into the air. Rock your arms underneath you so that you can clasp your hands under your back and really get onto your outer shoulders. Hug the shins back and lift your tailbone up. Releasing the arms first, you can lift your heels so that you can roll down one bone at a time through the spine, lowering your back to the earth, widening your feet just a bit so that your knees can fall together, and make a little prayer. You can put your hands on your own body if you like, so you can feel the breath as it flows in and out. One, go ahead and set up the same way, but this time if you can reach for your ankles, hold on to your ankles, maybe pick your feet up to grab them and then put the feet back down. And if you don't reach the ankles, that's not a problem at all. You can step on your fingers, that's another way to do it. So either holding the ankles or stepping on your hands, lift your hips up to the sky, get the shoulders even more underneath you. Anchor yourself to the earth. Drop in, send those tendrils down so that you can rise and
If you need strength, get it from your roots. If you need sweetness, get it from your roots. And come on down. And take that sweet resting shape with your feet just a touch wider than the hips and your knees kissing. You can put a hand on the belly and a hand on the heart if you like that, or wherever they feel good to be. Jack Cornfield was also saying how we also misperceive the idea of awakening or enlightenment, that it's not some big journey to get there. Right? We like trudge our way towards awakening through all these practices. So it's not a journey from here to there, it's actually a journey from there to here. It's right here. It's just about awakening into a real intimacy with presence. And that includes an intimacy with your difficulties and sorrows. Just to really wake up to your life and drop in. So take your feet again hip width apart. If you're taking full wheel this time, put your palms by your ears, point your fingers to your shoulders. Otherwise, you can take the bridge, any variation of Setu Bandhasana, the bridge, or go ahead into your Urdhva Dhanurasana and plant yourself. And on an exhale, it helps to go up on an exhale. You rise and try to straighten your arms and legs. You can even lift your heels. Walk your feet in just a teeny bit closer. Try to press your chest away from your feet. Drop the heels, but stay just as lifted through the hips. And if you walked your feet in, make sure you walk them back out before you come down. You can come on down as you're ready. Feel every bit of you as it meets the soil of your mat. And rest, feet wide, knees together, hands on the body. The beautiful melody of your breath. Okay, one more. So you can take again the bridge, you can take the full wheel, or I'll give you a variation. If you're going into full wheel, we'll go from there. So go ahead and exhale your way out. Put your roots in, open yourself up towards the sky. Boom, open. And then if you're in full wheel, you can put the crown of your head down, bend your elbows, lower the head, and reach for the fronts of your ankles like you did in the bridge. Good to move your head in close to your feet. Yeah. And reach for your ankles, and you can come on tiptoes. That's it. Yay. Push your heart away from your legs. Push it towards the windows. Yeah. And then to get out of that one, you just go opposite the way you came in. So you put your palms back behind your head again, and press your way up into full wheel. Walk the feet away, and come on down, everyone, onto your back for good sweet rest. Hug your knees into your chest and rock a little bit side to side. Hugging the knees in nice and close. Drop them both over to the left side. You can move
of your heart spill open behind you. It doesn't matter if the right shoulder touches the ground or not. You can always put a blanket underneath your knees if you like. That'll give you a little more room. And then you can bring it all back through center, head the knees in, shift your hips back to the middle. Take a moment just to feel neutral. It's a really neat thing to be okay with just neutral. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. Like we just are so drawn to drama. Do you notice that? And I notice sometimes if my life is really good, I make up drama in my head. And I'm like, wait, stop it. Things are good now. Drop your legs over to the other side. So to get comfortable with boring sometimes, to get comfortable with peace is a really good thing. So you can let the legs hang over, the hips can scoot a little to the left if you need to, and then just drop into the sweet simplicity of the shape. Doesn't have to be outrageous. And then you can bring yourself back through center. Peg your knees in and rock. Rock as many times as it takes to rock up to sitting. And when you rock up to sit, your legs in front of you, stretch out the right leg and bend the left knee. I'll mirror you into like a half virasana. And try to keep your knees close together. And this one, if you feel like, ooh, timber, that's normal. You can stick some props underneath your right side, or both sides even. And that'll help you stay centered as you walk yourself forward and try to reach for that right foot if you can. If you need your hands out there like little outriggers to help keep you centered, you can do that too. If you're reaching around the foot, try to hold on to your left wrist with your right hand. And then when you rise up with a tall, dignified spine again, bend your right knee in front of you and see if you can catch your hands around your right foot. Lean back a little bit and then kick that leg up. And here's where you may want a strap. So you can definitely put a strap around your foot and you can lean back and lift your chin a little, right? Doesn't that bring a whole different sensibility to it, that chin rising? Kanchasana, the heron. The heron is such an elegant bird, isn't it? Those long necks, those long legs. So you just take up space here and be courageously, bravely tall, long, expansive. You can even start to bend the elbows, and if you're bending the elbows, then you can move your head and chest in towards the leg. But never so much that's forcing it. Just keep allowing it to happen. Keep receiving the shape. And then as you start to release it, keep your hands on your right foot, bend your right knee, and take it, if you can, into a half lotus on that left leg. And if not, you can do a Janu style, just like a tree leg like we did in the beginning of Janu. So those both work. And then if you can bind around and reach for your right foot, do that. If not, put your right hand on the floor. And you're going to twist away from your left leg. Twist towards your bent knee, towards the right. Keep twisting, the whole spine twisting, but the head now is going to turn the opposite way. That's it. And you want to look like your right eyeball is trying to find your left big toe. And there's a little bit of a lean forward in this one. Yeah.
And that breath to make you the brightest star in the sky, shimmering. And keep the right leg just the way it is. As you release the pose, you can shift off into your right hip and stretch your left leg forward. So we're back here in this half lotus, but we're going to add a twist this time. So there's a couple of options, and you know what, I'd love to show you. So if you want to see and you can't see me where I am, come to where you can see, you can get up off your mat. So if you're Janu, that's great, you can be in Janu, and you can walk your left hand, is that right? No, I'm going to do the same as you. You can walk your right hand to your left foot, and your left hand behind you, and twist like so. Hang on, I'll show you everything first, and then you can choose what you want to do. Okay, other option, if you have lotus, right, one way to take it is you can bind and you'll hold the inner left foot with your left hand and twist away from your leg like so. But one more option I'm going to show you, just in case anybody wants to try it, is to go the other way. The left hand is going to go around, and I'm going to try to hold on to the inside of my right thigh, and then hold on to the pinky edge of my foot and twist. So there are like 3 stages of okay? There's and you choose what you want, okay? So if you're doing Janu style, that's it. You're going to twist towards the left. You can reach for anywhere on the outside of that leg is great, and plant the other hand behind you and twist. If you're doing it half lotus, you can twist the other way. You'll twist towards the right. Or if you want to go a bigger twist in your half lotus, then you'll twist to the left and you try to hold your inner thigh on that lotus leg. Yeah. And releasing, shake your legs out in front of you. You can bounce them around, say thank you to them. And then Triangle Mukha Pada Paschimottanasana on the other side. Left knee bends, Hagrasana style. Zip your legs together. Get yourself centered, whatever it takes to find that grace again. Like you're Shiva standing on the banks of the Ganges River, so tall and mighty and proud. And then you can fold your way forward just as much as you can. You know, don't be surprised if it's not that far. This is pretty intense. Wait, we did this side already, right? Because I helped you right over here. Are you on a different side? Left is bent before, now right's bent. Now right's bent. Right leg bent. Oh. There we go. It's still tight. I know. Okay, try again. It's like, oh yeah, it's all 3D. Oh yeah. It's true, because this one I have. So I'll hold this one a little extra long then. And then we can look forward, breathing in and up, breathing out. Bend your left knee, use the strap if you want to use the strap here, or holding onto the foot to be the heron, the graceful heron, like you're just floating, no big deal. Just flying across the marsh and the reeds and the grass. You can open the throat, find that sort of sassiness about it, right? Or you can start to climb yourself in closer to the leg. And then coming down with that leg, but keeping the foot with you so that you can bend your left knee and bringing it either into half lotus or against the inner thigh for Bharadvajasana. So once once you get the legs situated, you move the left hand behind you, cross the right hand over. Breathe in, and as you breathe out, twist to the left. Twist the spine, leaning just a little bit forward. Twist the spine to the left as much as you can, and then turn the head to the right. And then letting that go, keeping the leg in lotus. If you got it, just shift the weight into your left hip, stretch the right leg forward, and final twist. So either Johnny with a twist or half lotus with a twist, however you did it on the other side, or make up a new one. Doesn't always have to be symmetrical. Breathing is nice. Down into the planet, into your roots. Giving each other back our dignity. Nelson Mandela said it never hurts to see the dignity in someone else. Come on back to center. You can stretch both legs out. Give them another little love shake, bounce, happy hello. And then you can take one last shake to finish off your practice. If you want to take Paschimottanasana, you can fold over both legs, or you can take Baddha Konasana, or you can take shoulder stand if you'd like to take a shoulder stand. Now is your chance. Go for it.
feel your way back to the surface. No hurry.